Hi, my name's Lucia and today I'm going to be doing a Tony Abbott inspired makeup tutorial. So I'm just going to pin my hair back to start with, just so that's out of the way. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my primer, and this is one I have, it's called Ignorance. Remember, you need to prime your face so your makeup lasts all day. You wouldn't want any of it coming off while you're walking around being a stupid, misogynistic, homophobic, racist arsehole now, would you? Now I'm going to take this concealer, and this is one that I have in the shade Indecent Assault. Put this over any blemishes, like you're trying to cover something up. Sort of like how Tony Abbott tried to cover up and deny the fact that while in university he was charged with sexually assaulting a female student for touching her between her legs. So the next thing I'm going to do is highlight, and to do that I'm just going to take this in the colour Sexism. So you need to highlight how sexist you are, sort of like the way that Tony Abbott highlights his sexism. For example, when he was talking about the rising electricity prices, and he implied that all Australian housewives do is iron. So now it's time for foundation. The shade I'm taking today is Homophobia, and I'm using that with the MAC 189 brush. Just ignore how dirty this brush is. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It sort of reflects, how dirty Tony Abbott is as a person. Tony's all about being homophobic and not supporting same-sex marriage, so this foundation is perfect. This foundation is also SPF, which is great because it'll protect you from the sun. Kind of like how Tony Abbott needs protection from homosexuality, considering he's so threatened by it. And remember to powder your face. You'll need that extra bit of coverage when you're avoiding and running away from simple questions. Now it's time to contour. I'm using the colour Unaffordable Education, and I'm taking that on my MAC 168 brush. I think this shade reflects how he's going to take the cap off of university fees and make it basically unaffordable for anyone to get a tertiary education. Now apply this just under your cheekbones to create sort of a, cutting effect, just like how Tony Abbott makes all of those cuts of the education and health system. So the next step is blush, and I'm taking this in the shade I Hate Asylum Seekers. Apply a lot of this, just to reflect how exhausted and naturally flushed you're going to be when you're trying to stop the boats and stop people from seeking asylum in Australia. So now to my favourite step, eyebrows. I have this eyebrow pencil in the colour Idiocy. I really love this colour because it really shows how much of an idiot Tony Abbott is and reflects how unfit he is to run this country. So you all know the rule, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. So remember that, because, eyebrows don't have to be accurate. I mean, Tony Abbott's arguments never are. So moving on to the eyes, we're going to take this goldy pinky sort of colour called No Such Thing, and we're going to apply that all over the lid using the MAC 217 brush. We are then going to blend No Such Thing with this purple-red kind of colour called As Climate Change. I think the No Such Thing and the As Climate Change really complement each other on the eye. I have this third colour, and it's called Proof. So take that and just apply this to your brow bone, but don't let it touch the other colours. We can't have Proof mixing with No Such Thing or As Climate Change. This is pretty symbolic, considering Tony Abbott has no proof to support his views on climate change, or anything else for that matter. How funny. So I've just used this little brush and applied both colours under the eye just to create sort of, a circular effect, sort of to represent how all of Tony Abbott's lies eventually come full circle and really embarrass him. So now I'm taking this mascara in the colour Racism. Now make sure you're getting all of your lashes, kind of like, you're picking up lashes on the brush like they're rubbish. Just like how Tony Abbott said Indigenous Australians may not find great jobs, but they can always pick up rubbish around the community. So I'm taking this lipstick in the shade Vote For Me because I have hot daughters. I think this shade is incredibly appropriate for this look, considering when Tony Abbott was running for Prime Minister, he was quoted saying, "If you want to know who to vote for, I'm the guy with the not bad looking daughters." According to him, women are objects. So the last thing we're going to do today is set this look in place. I'm taking my Australis setting spray and giving it one pump. So this is going to ensure that some of the bad things about the Prime Minister of Australia really sets on your face. Don't get your hopes up too much though. This spray won't keep it on for, say, 3 years, but that's okay, because if Tony Abbott keeps going the way he's going, he won't last that long as Prime Minister either. I hope that you found this Tony Abbott inspired tutorial helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!